Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. It's very sunny out here in the Northeast this morning. We have snow-covered roads. Well, I shouldn't say that. The roads are great. It's the snow-covered sidewalks that aren't so great. So yes, we have a 2-hour delay at school, so I'm going in. Actually, for me, it's only an hour later. So, because I start school an hour later. So yeah, what I wanted to vlog about today was something we said last time on the live. And if you're part of my Tea with D community, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, we go live here every night on the channel at around 7:30 Eastern time for our weight loss chat. You're welcome to come. It's just us gals daily chatting away, what's bothering us, what's helping us, you know, tips, tricks, you know, just trying to get through pandemic here as best as we could with the least weight gain as possible. So we were talking about, again, the struggle bus and how some people are consistently on the struggle bus. And I kind of made a point to say a lot of us put everybody else before us. We put our husbands, our kids, our jobs before ourselves. And I think sometimes we need to put ourselves first, at least for a bit, and really focus on what we need. You know, and then there's the other part that need an excuse to be on the off the wagon. Like, well, it's bad. You know, I do think there are people that truly don't want to be on a journey. They don't want to lose weight, really. Because they value food and food enjoyment over their health. They feel they can't do it. It's too hard because this food, you know, you can't give up these things. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to give them up. You need to put them at bay, absolutely. But you don't ever have to give anything up. Tweak it, yes. Yes, you have to tweak some things. So some things are just outrageous. And even some things you could have in moderation. You can't have maybe a whole one of this favorite donut. But you could have a third of it. And honestly, when you stay on plan long enough, a third of it is quite plenty. But I do think we look for those excuses. And I say this because I was one of them. I I hated it. Yep, I just, you know, I valued food and my food enjoyment over my health. Until it got to the point where my health was so bad that I almost died. So yeah, you know, there is a perspective you get when somebody tells you that. And the bottom line is sometimes that when they tell you that, it might be too late. I do want to put that out there. Sometimes when you get that message, sometimes it's too late. It wasn't for me. You know, it could have been though, very easily could have been. But I really waited too long. I have many opportunity. I've been part of Weight Watchers for many times. The last 10 years, it was 2013 at Points Plus, 2016 at Smart Points. So yeah, both those times I was on plan for not even that long. So I come with you with a lot of experience. So I've heard it all because I've said it all. You're not going to say anything that's going to shock me because, again, I've probably said it myself. You know, I say this a lot of times. I'm a slug. I am a slug. There are even days now when I'm being on plan, I don't do what I'm supposed to. Why? Because I don't want to give up certain foods. I'm still a little bit like that. But I know in back of my head, if I just keep some of them at bay, I'm fine. But yeah. Oh yeah, I had every excuse in the book. I had every excuse in the book why I wasn't successful. So yeah, I do have the right to come and say a few things. I mean, sometimes it's not always pretty to say it, and it's not always pretty to hear it, that you just value food and value your big plate of food rather than value, oh, I don't want to. And you laugh at people sometimes. Yeah, they're Weight Watchers. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but look at them and look at you in the mirror, and you'll look at that person. You won't look at yourself in the mirror because it's too painful to look at yourself in the mirror. The truth is painful. I know that because I looked at myself. Truly looked at myself. And I didn't like what I saw. I was upset with myself and all the opportunities that I blew in the past. I let go and I think if I just had stayed, if I just had persevered, if I just had followed the plan. See, and I didn't. and I was upset with myself that I had dug myself in such a deep hole that I had to lose over 100 pounds. That is a significant amount of weight. That is the weight of an adult. So when you've gotten yourself in a hole where you have to lose the weight of another person, yeah, it's a lot. And it's a lot to process, it's a lot to deal with, it's a lot to hear. So some of us, instead of dealing with that, we bury ourselves in not following. If I don't deal with it, it doesn't exist. True enough, that could be true. You don't deal with it, it doesn't exist. Until you finally deal with it, and then you realize not only do you have that 100 pounds to lose, but now you have 135 pounds to lose. Because you put yourself in that world of denial so long that now you've packed on another 35 pounds to add it to your 100. So not only do you have 100 pounds, you have 135 pounds. That makes your journey even harder. And whose fault is it? It's yours. Because you sat there and didn't take ownership when you should have. I say this, and I know it sounds harsh. The only reason I feel I could say is because I've been there. I've been that girl. I'm still that girl. This stuff still exists in my life. I fight every single day to stay above water. It never gets easy. The fight never ends. You fight every day. I fight through every meal some days. Some days it's just, but you know you have to because your life depends on it. You know? Again, I say I didn't want the reason my children didn't have a mother was because she couldn't stop eating. Think about that. Your kids lost their mom because you couldn't stop eating. You didn't have cancer. No. You didn't have a tumor. No. You didn't have an accident. No. Didn't have COVID. No. You can't stop eating. And when you say it to yourself, it sounds horrible. Like, oh my God, I can't stop eating. And then they're sitting there. Think about your kids crying at your funeral. You don't get to see their weddings, their children, their children's children. Why? Because you couldn't put yourself away from the table. You couldn't stop for that seconds. You had to have that donut. So I hope that this resonates with you and say to yourself, that food is not worth your family. It's not. That momentary pleasure that food gives you is gone in 30 seconds after you swallow it. But the pictures of your grandchildren at school, having fun, getting married, having their own kids is so worth the fight. And you need to find something in your life worth fighting for. Because if you can't do it on your own, you need to find a why that's significant. Because your life depends on it. I mean, like I said, there's too many other people dying of other things that sit there and say you died because you couldn't pull yourself away. That was the reason for all my issues. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how, like I said, I was going for back injections. I was on how many inflammatories and steroids for my back because I have disc issues 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, constantly there at the orthopedist, at the pain management guy, getting my, why? Because I was too fat. That's what was wrong with my spine. I'll say it out loud. Yeah, I was too fat. Having 120 pounds on my spine caused all my issues. Because the only thing different right now with me is I don't have 120 pounds on. I don't take any medicine. I don't go for any more back injections. Why? Because I sat there and fought for my life. And I want you to do the same. I want you to feel you're important enough to fight for. And you need to put yourself a priority. And if your husband doesn't understand that, so be it. Because you know what? Eventually, I think they'll come around. I don't want to say 100% because all men are different and they're a breed amongst themselves. But your kids will thank you. They will totally get it because they want their mom around. They do. So I want you to pull your apron straps up. I want you to dig in deep. And I want you to fight for your journey. Fight for your sanity. Fight for your weight loss. Because the only person that can fight for this is you. I can't fight for it. You have to fight for it. And this person needs to get over because I got people up my tail. Ooh. Thank you. Yeah, you need to fight for it. You need to sit there and, you know what? We all struggle. You're not the only one sitting there wanting to eat. Let me tell you something. I'm here and I still want to eat. I still struggle. I still desire food. It never goes away. It gets a little bit better. I won't, it's not 100%, but I still sit there and want all those things. Do you sit there and think, oh, you don't understand? I certainly do understand, because I still fight through everything. And you see my weigh-ins. There's weeks I have gains. Why? Because sometimes you just can't stop. But I want you to sit there and I want to stop the madness. Just accept the fact that you have to lose this weight. Say it. I have to lose weight. I have to live. I have to fight for my life. Because that's what you're in. You're in the fight for your life. Because it's you against food. And you think it sounds really silly to say I'm me against food, but that's exactly what it is. You're fighting against the donuts and the fried chicken and the mashed potatoes and the second helpings and the ice cream sundaes, and the candies and the buttercreams and everything that you love in life. You're fighting every day, tooth and nail, not to eat. But this is how life has to be. And hey, maybe you don't want to be a goal, which is fine, but maybe you need to lose 50 pounds. That's a doable goal. Nobody says you have to be at what WW says. You could pick it out and say, hey, you know what? I want to still enjoy my treats here and there, so I don't think I can do their goal. Pick a goal. Pick a doable, meaningful goal. Like, don't say I want to get off 5 pounds. Like, you want to get off 50. But you still need to lose like another 30, which is fine. That is a great thing to achieve. You will feel so much better having that weight off. I guarantee it. You can come back to me and tell me, and I'll be like, I told you you can get the weight off, and I told you you'd feel better. I just want you all to feel better, because life is short and we shouldn't be feeling like crap. And we do, and there's just no reason for it. Food is not that good that we need to feel like crap all the time. I want you to feel good. I'd sing that song, but I think that would really be unfortunate. I feel good. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I knew that I would. So good. I'm not going to sing. I don't know. I love to sing. And I'm a horrible singer, is what it is. So I am here at work. I hope you enjoyed this rant. I just wanted to, talk to you guys about taking care of yourselves and making yourselves a priority. I do that a lot in my videos because nobody's going to make you a priority but you. If you're waiting for your husband or your kids to make you a priority, yeah, not going to happen. And that's how it is. I mean, it's not anything, it is what it is. You have to worry about you, because guess what? You are important. You are extremely important. So take time out for you. And don't tell me all these parents are already here. Yeah. I'm going to take off. I'm going to go pull in, fight for a parking space. This is probably not many to deal with. And I could stay late today, but I don't really feel like it. So I will talk to you all later.